Hello friends, let us start Science and Technology Part 1. Chapter number 1, Laws of Motion. This is lecture number 9. In previous lecture, we studied about uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Let us revise shortly. Suppose there are two cars, car 1 and car 2. Both cars cover a distance of 80 km. Car 1 covers 40 km in first hour and 40 km in second hour. And car 2 covers 30 km in first hour and 50 km in second hour. It is said that car 1 is in uniform motion and car 2 is in non-uniform motion. What is uniform motion? A body is in uniform motion if it covers equal distance in equal interval of time. This is called as uniform motion. In this example, car 1 covers 40 km in first hour and 40 km in second hour, and therefore car 1 covers total 80 km distance in 2 hours. This is uniform motion. Car 1 traveling at 40 km in both first and second hour. Now, what is non-uniform motion? A body is in non-uniform motion if it covers unequal distance in equal intervals of time. For example, car 1 traveling at 30 km in first hour and 50 km in second hour. Note, non-uniform motion is also called as accelerated motion. Now, let us learn today what is the uniform circular motion. Today, we are going to learn the concept uniform circular motion. Here, the clock is shown. Observe the tip of the second hand of a clock. What can you say about its velocity and speed? The tip of the second hand of a clock covers an equal distance in every second. Again, I will repeat. The tip of the second hand of a clock covers an equal distance in every second. Due to the continuous change in the direction of displacement of the second hand, its velocity is constantly changing. Due to the continuous change in the direction of displacement of the second hand, its velocity is constantly changing. And this is called as uniform circular motion. Which are the examples of uniform circular motion? See here. In the first example, motion of the earth around the sun. Second example, motion of the moon around the earth, and motion of the electron around the nucleus. These are the some common examples of uniform circular motion. Let us try this activity. Draw a square path or rectangular path as shown in figure. Place the tip of your pencil on the middle of any side of the square path and trace the path as shown in the figure. The direction is shown with the help of arrowheads. Note how many times you have to change the direction while tracing the complete path. If we find out the answer, the direction of the direction will change at 4 corners. If you observe, you can see that the direction will change at the four corners. Now this is the figure of pentagon. Repeat the same action for this pentagon also. How many sides are there in this figure? There are 5 sides. If you observe the path of the tracing the pencil, you can find out there are 5 times change in direction. The direction is changing at the 5 angles while tracing the path, complete path. Now repeat the action for this figure. This is hexagon. Here also, if you trace the path till completing it, you can observe that you have to change the direction at 6 points. That means if the hexagon has 6 sides, you have to change the path 6 times. This is octagon. Octagon means the figure having 8 sides. Repeat this action for this octagonal path. Note the number of times you have to change the direction. You can observe that you have to change the direction 8 times. If you increase the number of sides, what will happen? Observe this figure. In the first figure, it is square path. In that activity, you have to change your direction 4 times. In the second figure, it is a pentagon. It has 5 sides. Therefore, to trace the complete path, you have to change the direction 5 times. If it is hexagonal path, you have to change your direction 6 times. If it is octagonal path, you have to change your direction 8 times. If we increase the number of sides to infinity, how many times would we have to change the direction, and what would be the shape of the path? See here. If we increase the number of sides to infinity, then we should have to change the direction also infinite times, and the path would become a circle as shown in this slide. If there is a rectangular or square path, you have to change your direction while tracing the path 4 times. If it is pentagonal shape, then you have to change the direction 5 times. If it is octagonal path, then you have to change your direction 8 times. But if we increase the number of sides to infinity, then we would have to change the direction also infinite times, and the path would become a circle. When an object is moving with a constant speed along a circular path, the change in velocity is only due to the change in direction. When an object is moving with a constant speed along a circular path, the change in velocity is only due to the change in direction. Hence, it is called as accelerated motion. Hence, it is an accelerated motion. When an object moves with constant speed along a circular path, the motion is called as uniform circular motion. When an object moves with constant speed along a circular path, the motion is called as uniform circular motion. Here are 2 examples shown in the picture of uniform circular motion. For example, the motion of a stone in a sling. In the left side picture, you can observe the motion of a stone in a sling, or that of any point on a bicycle wheel when they are in motion. On the right side picture, you can see any point on a bicycle wheel when they are in motion. Now observe the PPT. Here, if an object is moving along a circular path of radius r, takes time t to come back to its starting position, its speed can be determined using the formula speed is equal to circumference upon time. We know the radius of the circle is given by small r, circumference of the circle is given by 2 pi r. Therefore, speed, that is v, is equal to 2 pi r upon t. Now, how to determine the direction of velocity? Let us see an activity which is related with uniform circular motion, determining the direction of velocity in uniform circular motion. What is this activity? Take a circular disc and put a 5 rupee coin at a point along its edge. Make it move around its axis by putting a pin through it. When the disc is moved at higher speed, the coin will be thrown off as shown in this figure or image. What would we observe while the disc is moving with high speed? What we can observe while the disc is moving with high speed? We can see the coin gets thrown off as shown in this picture. The coin will be thrown off in the direction of the tangent which is perpendicular to the radius of the disc. Again observe this picture. We can say that the coin will be thrown off in the direction of the tangent which is perpendicular to the radius of the disc. In this picture, we can observe again the tangent is thrown off in the direction of the tangent, and we know that tangent is perpendicular to the radius of that circle. Here it is disc. At various position we can see how it can be thrown off tangentially. Thus, the direction in which a coin gets thrown off depends upon its position at the moment of getting thrown off. It means that as the coin moves along a circular path, the direction of its motion is changing at every point. Thus, we studied today uniform circular motion. Write down important points in your notebook. Read the chapter very carefully. Thank you.